wall.
Yeah, I know it kind of sounds like some people who may be listening, it may sound like we're un-American, like we're commies or something, but that's not true. Our government are commies. They're Bolsheviks. And you don't need to look any further than the Communist Manifesto. You don't need to look any further than the policies implemented the last 10 years, or the last 30 years, the last 100 years. And as I said, if it looks like a Zionist and it smells like a Zionist, it is a central banker. And central banks have caused every boom, every bust. They fund both sides of every war. And so we're not un-American. And I say God bless Americans.
All right, everybody, this is JJ Inc. and a very poor impersonation of him. We're live with Vince Easley, filling in. Hey, impromptu. Thanks, Ron. Great radio. I am pinched right here in the middle and prepared between two of the best broadcasters on air, Ron Stevens and Hal Anthony, who's coming up in 1 hour. So, hey, welcome everybody that's sticking around there and chat, and see y'all that I pissed off. Bye-bye. Come back tomorrow. It'll be a better day, I promise. So, anyways, I'm kind of pinching here for what I'm going to do, and I'm typing at the same time, which is not ever a good idea. Anyways, was what I thought I'd talk about was what I'm working on, and man, I'm talking about a lot of work. I have got a long ways to go, but I'm going to share with what I got going. And anyways, I was going to say something else, but I'm going to hold that. So, what I've got that I'm working on, and who knows when this is going to be. I've been giving a lot of consideration to some stuff, and talking to somebody over here. Hey, Flash, somebody. He's an American in Denmark. So, we're talking about collaborating on something as well. But this is what I'm working on for, I said I was going to do it, at the first of the year, and here's a year later. First of all, I'd like to say that I do not believe in putting off for tomorrow, which you can put off for the day after. And I am in training for that, to try to overcome some of that. And I'm thankful to Jules that she allows me to set notifications, publications here at ucy.tv. That's how I start my day. I get up at between 4 and 6 every morning, and put me on a pot of coffee, and go to UCY, and set all the shows. And if anybody, and if you broadcasters are listening, if you would inbox me, either on Facebook or here on World Truth, and let me know your topics or something like that, if you'd like any special information included, I'd love to be able to do that. So what I'm working on is Volume 2 of What Matters Worldwide. I plan on 54 episodes, and segments are going to be included. Some are. So I've got rough notes here. I'm still working on my layout. It's what I intend to do is I've got this other name, Propaganda Panda, and I came up with that when I first started coming into to Facebook, into social media, and I really didn't really understand the fullness of what I was trying to say in that, but it's kind of coming into fruition for what I've been learning and coming to understand, and that is learning about Bernays and propaganda. They use propaganda against us, right? So to propagate, you can propagate plants. It's to try to get put something forth to get it to grow. It's not a good definition, but I want proper propaganda. I like how he's a great wordsmith and very intelligent. So I've got a lot to learn still, and I hope to continue until the day I die, and I'm gonna get back a little more into that. So, is what I'm working out. Okay, I like I said, I like to play with words, right? So, volume 2 of What Matters Worldwide, like I said, 54 episodes. There will be, it will be like, okay, it'll always start with V2, that's for volume 2, and then it'll go E for the episode, 1 through 54. But the V, the volume, and I'm kind of changing up stuff and making them my own. So volume will be Voyage, because when I started my journey here through the internet, when I discovered the internet, and I did, I actually went around the world traveling virtually through the internet, and I've met a lot of great people all around the world. And you know what I found out is we all are really pretty much the same and want the same things. So the What Matters in Worldwide in Volume 1, or Voyage 1, is the What Matters. I was trying to take a look at the what's of what matters, right? The good things. And I also explored some of what was some of the causes of our ills. And since then, you know, it's really funny how everything for me always seems to tie together. I learned a long time ago to quit fighting the universe. Let it come together, and always go with that gut feeling. So all this that I had in my mind, and it might beg the question that, you know, I think I'm a little better at broadcasting now. You might disagree, especially listening to me bumble along here. But I had this idea, and it was developing in my mind. So as I went along, I was learning and learning and learning, right? Learning more. And it all came together. So I found the Trivium, thanks to Walter. He broadcasts here on Saturday mornings, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 4 o'clock over in the Netherlands. And through the people here at UCY has been a very large part of my journey, further exploration and understanding. Now, a lot of times I'm going to include myself, we come to a point where we assume to have truth or knowledge or understanding and know how the world is. I think I've got a pretty good grasp of it, you know, but to be able to go on through that trivium and come, you know, from being able to use this grammar, the who, what, when, and where, into the why, which that's going to be part of something I'll tell you in just a second, and how, okay, to be able to express this, all of what it is in the world. So the WMW, that was ucy.tv/WMW, which will, if you click that, it will still bring you to a place. It will say sign in, but you don't have to. Right across there's a tab bar where you can click on and join the chat. You can go to Headline News. There's a lot of great feeds there. Jules has provided a fantastic network here at ucy.tv, and a lot of great people are involved, and it's just getting better and better. So you can click there at home. You can click at schedule and see who all's playing, and there's a shows button. You can see just a list right there of all the shows. Headline News, like I said, headline videos, UCY chat, Earth and Sky. That's pretty neat. And of course, support UCY.tv. Whether it be monetarily, a donation, or simply sharing. And also, I'd like to, of course, give a big shout out to worldtruth.org and Real Liberty Media. World Truth, of course, provides the player there, and in conjunction with Real Liberty Media. Thanks, Grimner. Thanks, Grammy Mary. And that brings Hal here. I listen to Hal every morning when I'm up preparing for my day and doing my I don't even call it work at UCY. It's not that not so much that I'm a part of UCY, but UCY is a part of me, and it really means a lot to me to be here. As y'all know in chat, I'm moderator here, and most of us believe in self-governance, and let me just talk about that for a minute. That means boundaries. You've heard good fences make good neighbors. Well, let me put it like this: if you walk, if you live in a city and you walk to work, walk to school, whatever, every day, and you walk down to the corner, and instead of going all the way down the end on the street, at the corner yard right there, there's a trail that's been being used for a very long time, right? And you cut through that corner. Now, even though you're passing somebody's property, that's not really legitimately a trespass, right? Unless they come up and put a sign up says, don't cut through my yard. Now, if that same yard, let's just continue to use that as an example. Say somebody wants to lay out naked in their backyard sunbathing. Okay. Now, if there's no fence around it, or just say there's a chain link fence around it, and you can walk by and you can see into that backyard and that person naked from the street, that's not a trespass to look across. But now, if there was a wooden fence there and you went over and you peeked through a hole or climbed over and looked over, that would be a trespass. But there are times that these boundaries are not so well seen, right? And sometimes in self-governance, we have to understand where these good fences make good neighbors. And let me light this. It's 1:11 Central Time here in the Ozark Mountains of Arkansas. And in about 9 minutes, we will do the 420 report. And I'm going to go open that up. Jenny Collins is awesome. She's been taking that page over on Facebook for some time for me. And alas, I have no grass to celebrate. Let me get this open just for, let me see what she's got when it comes up to the 420 report from the Buzz Beaver. And I have an inbox here, and let me open that. That's for Jules. Yes, thank you, Jules. Wow, I've got, I've allowed that thing to build up pretty big. Okay, and I spoke with Chris Jackson. He's Voice of Rebellion tonight before Live Free FM with Nathan Frazier. He inboxed me back. I was contacting a few folks this morning, and I asked that he tag me or inbox me, and I asked him about if you're here, Dal, this is for you. I asked him about CP Libre, and I'd like to get to know him a little bit. So John Libre is his Facebook page, and yeah, phones are set up. So Voice of Rebellion is going to be live coming up tonight at 9 p.m. Central. Sundays is a great day, and like I said, I'm pretty honored here to be a part of UCY. Now, completely off the cuff here today, as I said, and Jenny has posted yesterday. She's doing a great job of keeping this page up. I've set up, back, I guess 2011 when I started, I set a lot of pages and kind of made them like chapters or issues. So that goes back to what I was working on yesterday. So it will be V2E. So V is for volume, or V is for voids. E is for episode or event. So also VE is my initials. So pretty cool. And then I have an I, which will also list any number of these, what I'm going to be calling issues. So an issue will be like Buzz Beaver. There's several others. The trail report, also cast of characters and stuff. So they will be segmented and continue through the 54-week broadcast. Then I go to C, which C will be, what did I come up with? Content. And I think I chose another word. I'll have to find that back. But anyway, so it'll be VEIC. And my catchphrase is, I see, do you see why? .tv. And then I'm going to find me a soundbite that says, and how. So it's what this is basically be a presentation with the trivium at the core. So what I do have, though, is a lot of words I'm working together. I like to be funny or punny or as Hal is such a wonderful wordsmith. I like to use some things like this. I see. Okay, so what I'm going to try to do is try to make everything have two words that start with I and a C. So like infamous conspiracies, incurable cancer. There's also correlation and correction as far as replacing the word of cure. So curing cancer is an own word and illegal according to the FDA and all those other assholes. Also, I have IC, incredible cannabis. I see. Do you see why? And how? So these would be some of those questions that I'd be asking. Also, yesterday I came up with another segment, and for those of you that know, I have all these little mini-me names, and I came up with a new one as a segment, and the name will be Frank Lee. And now it's time for Frank Lee and Matter of Fact. So, frankly, matter of fact, how matter of fact can we be? I want to go back over here. Let me open this up to some of my ICs. And let's see, 4 minutes till the 420 report. I'm going to go back to chat here. And come here. Open. And if anybody has any suggestions, I'd love to hear them. Let me start with this. I'm just going to go through some of my notes on this. So you've heard it said, if you don't know who the sucker is, well, it's probably you. That's talking about, when you're sitting down at a poker table. So, but who is even supposed to know there's a sucker? That actually comes from, was it P.T. Barnum or Bailey? Matter of fact, hey, Hopper, I do see why you see why. And let me back up. We got a little bit. Drones eliminate all boundaries. Very true, Lisa. And fences. That is right. So, who's who? Me, you, and everyone else. Of whom do we speak? How it happens is with or without your informed consent. I will be using a lot from Al Anthony because, like I said, I spent a lot of time listening to Al. 2 hours, 5 days a week, then 2 hours extra as the week replays, his live broadcast replays Thursday. Matter of fact, Hal has my old spot right here on Thursday nights, and that's 7 o'clock in the Central Time Zone, 8 p.m. Eastern. So that's an honor that for me. I mean, it really don't mean nothing, right? But it does to me. So this, I'm still working on this, like I said. So welcome to UCY. I'm your host, Vince Easley, connecting voices, broadcasting what matters worldwide, taking a look at what is as it certainly appears to be. So anyways, this is kind of jumbled notes here. I'm going to go on to some of my ICs. I started with infamous conspiracies. I'm also going to be talking about creation, so incredible creation, ideal concepts, not idea. A lot of people say ideal for the word idea, just like a lot of people say you and I when it should be me and you. I'm not a big, and you might be able to tell by the way I speak, I'm not real big on grammar, but I do have a friend that's a teacher that I have not approached yet that I would like to do a segment on grammar and how to talk right. But anyways, there's a great many segments that I want to include, and I also want to include segments from a lot of people that I've been able to come to know in my journey. There's several concepts for that separately. One will be for broadcasters. Another will be some activists. And I know people's not a good word, but I'm going to use voice of the people or voice for the people or a voice of the people, something like that. So, and by doing this is what I want to do is with these, what I was talking about, the V, the E, the I, the C, breaking all this down. This is going to be one of my propaganda techniques. So these will be all segmented with segues in between, tying them all together. And when it hits YouTube, see, then I can go through there and list all these different sections, post that link that is specific to that. So whether it be a 90-second clip to 3.5-minute clip, I'm breaking it all up into sections. There'll be some longer ones, of course, with some special guests, like a 4-week run of, let's say, like Ralph Epperson on the Conspiratorial View of History. So this is really going fast. All right, it's 1:20 my time, which means it is 4:20 somewhere, and it is time for the 420 report from the Buzz Beaver. And Jenny, I want to talk to you about taking a segment in that also. So as I wait for this to open up, give me a second drink of water. Walking away. And for the 420 report, alas, I have no grass, but interview with the Dutch Office of Medical Cannabis, medicinal cannabis that is, and cannabisdigest.ca. So that's up in Canada, no doubt, right? We got a lot of Canadians here listening and actually participating at UCY, and we appreciate that. And like I said, Jenny, you're doing a great job. She's been keeping this up. Legal marijuana for U.S. Cannabis ice cream, a must-have. Looks pretty good, but you know what I don't like about this legal? In order for it to be legal, it had to have been illegal, and legal ain't lawful, baby. And that's a lesson from behind the woodshed. Reminding you, stay tuned for Hal Anthony coming up in about 38 minutes. All right, so if you're on Facebook, you can do a search for the Buzz Beaver, and I hope you think that title is just as clever as I do. And now, back to the IC, because IC, do you see why? .tv. And how? Okay. Now, we have several words with I and C, right? I'm back to that. Here's a word I forgot what it means. Cadre. Intriguing cadre. I'll have to go back and look that up again. Increpit. Crimes. I see. Do you see why? TV. Yeah, you know, our system is really set up against us, isn't it? Right? Here's another word. Idiopathic. Culprit. I've got infested, inferred. Inferred currency. That, again, how? As money. It's not money, right? Just like law is as law, not law, right? It's not, legal ain't lawful. There's that continuing lesson from behind the woodshed. Also, I like to shout out Jules again. Every morning, starting the day out here, we've, Hal replays right before her, and then Jules is live at 9 a.m. Central, which is 10 on the East Coast, for 1 hour every day, giving us continuing our education in with a look behind the curtain for some what the F news and all kinds of interesting stuff on how the power structure is trying to recreate all that is in its own image. With the geoengineering, the genetically modifying organisms, the cybernetics, and the brain transfers, and all this, and just really trying to cheat the devil. So, informed consent, international complaints or concerns. What's this? En route or encounters. Cartography. Oops. There's a lot of them. Ancestral, coitus, control. I'm not going to read that because I'm practicing non-lewdness today. So don't say what I say. Be your own paraphrase plagiarist. And that's another of the mini-me, the paraphrase plagiarist. Yeah, and Hal was saying that in chat. Yeah. Check it out for yourself. You're your own boss. What did you say earlier, Hal? I forgot exactly that word. I could scroll back, but I won't. What is this? I might have been having drunk something when I was writing this one, because that was very unreadable. I'll have to come back to that at another time and see what else I got. I think it's about time for a cigarette. Well, I'll say this. I intend to be offensive at times. Certainly, I hope to offend you, and then at the same time, still be the same sweet and cuddly Vinny. Mwah. Love to y'all. Not to mean, but to ask you to ask why. Okay. So if you're offended or off-ended, be your own hero. Thank you, Hal. Yeah, responding to Ron. That's right. Be your own hero. Get up and do what you can. Make a change. Be a part of what matters worldwide. And you don't have to go out there in any kind of big way. Now, I've met a lot of people last year out in my travels in person and over the internet. Some people are there on the front lines. Hal tells us about how to respond to the system that is set against us. And I intend to talk to him when I get enough gumption to actually go down and do this. But I'd like to go down to the courthouse and fire up a big old fatty and challenge them. But like I said, I haven't spoken to Hal yet about that. But this is probably nothing that's going to happen anytime soon. Like I said, I do not put off for tomorrow what can safely be put off for the day after. So, what government is the engine of the machine, though. This is this entity that we fight against that holds us down. And who are these people that support this in adoration and awe of authority? It's really bad that, I'm going to use this word normal people as opposed to us here listening. And if you happen to be one of my normal friends, why be normal, first of all? But anyways, if you're hearing this, see, a lot of times people are a lot like, man, these people are sheeple, they're not awake, and truth is very subjective. So many times we think we have a full understanding, and we may in fact have a full or quite a bit of an understanding about something, but that doesn't mean that doesn't mean that we have it all figured out. So there's always room for improvement, and always more to learn. And I turned 51 here about, just over a couple of weeks from now. I had said I was 50 was my last one I was going to count. But, I've gone, when you look at time and the older you get, how much faster time flies. And I was listening to one of Hal's replays a couple of days ago. I think it was Thursday or Friday. But anyways, he's... I don't remember how old you are, Hal. You're 60-something. And, most of your life is behind you, as you had said. You're not doing what you're doing for you, because you could go comfortably sit and ride this out to the end of your days. And I being 50, realistically, most of my life is behind me too. And the older you get, the faster time goes. So trying to make the best of what time we have here, and to really affect a change. And I like to say that when I set out on this journey, I thought I was going to go out and be somebody that really changed the world, and I found that I was changed more than anything, and I think it's a wonderful experience. I still have these beliefs, right, or assumptions or ideas or notions. Yeah. Hal says it's called halftime. Life goes twice as fast. Time flies. That's that buzzing in your ears. Hal's a wise man, and he says he doesn't think he's charismatic, but I listened to you a long time, Hal, and it took actually a long time of listening and re-listening, because like I said, I listened to the same episode at least twice, and sometimes I listen again at your podcaster page over at Real Liberty Media, and before my computer, I got this POC computer, but my other one I was downloading every week all the episodes, and this one's such junk, and I haven't been, but I go with my phone and try to click download, and it just plays, so it doesn't download to my phone, but I'm not sure if it's registering there, but it's definitely enhances the broadcast if you will go and see all the links, and I'm a Libra too, Jane. Yes, thank you. And just turned 62. Well, that's some pretty hair you got, Jane. But anyways, go visit for sure Real Liberty Media broadcaster page for Behind the Woodshed. You'll definitely get a whole lot more out of it, and the lessons behind the woodshed are valuable at any age. So let me see where I'm at. I think I'm going to grab a cigarette here. Just a sec. So yeah, smoking, pretty stupid, right? I agree. If I only had a lighter now, what did I do with it? Got 100 of them here. There we go. Reminds me, I've got a video on YouTube. Don't throw your lighters away. So it's the big trick. There might come a day, and some people are actually looking forward to it, and even promoting it, and some loudmouth proponents that will remain unnamed, AJ. There's a lot of people like that, blowhards, but who am I to judge, right? Very good. A leader is what you tie a hook to. That's from Hal. And I'm out. I didn't refill my Zippo in honor of Walter Hendricks on the Souvenir event. Now, where? Like I said, that's what I was going to say. Thanks, Jane. She don't smoke, but she said she's sure I'm not sure it's so unhealthy as they say. Well, I've been smoking, let's see, for 41 years. And let's see, how long ago was it? My brother's a radiological technician, and he did I've had some x-rays and MRIs and stuff just for practice, but I know a lot more about that stuff than I did then. But how long ago was it? Had to have been 10 years or something. So 10 years ago, my lungs was great. No emphysema, but I don't know. Nobody likes a quitter, right? I'm not stoned, dog. I'm not. I wish I was. I have no weed. Yeah, I did a dry 420 report. Last no weed. And cannabis is a wonderful, wonderful thing. I did a broadcast in my previous show that or back when I was doing What Matters Worldwide, hemp and cannabis can save the world, and indeed it can. And I'm pretty sure that our regular listeners know a lot about that. Looking at some notes here. Snug cure. Trying to play on words here. That comes from Kevin Blanche, Post Ignorance. Tuesdays and Thursdays here, following Jules on UCY.tv. Snug cure, security blanket. It glows in the dark to keep monsters away. Anyways, this is a lot of randomness, but here's 3 names that I've started on my list of friends of the people, or like I said, I'm working on that, titling that a friend of the people, or again, I say that people is not a good word. We're a man, woman, and man is man. So When you start getting into defining these words that are used against us, we see that we've been tricked all along into calling ourselves animals. Humans. We're not humans. We are man. And man doesn't mean a masculine genity. Man and woman is man. So here's 4 friends of the people, and this would be from broadcasters. Now, PM Beers is actually she does live streams, so I would still consider her a broadcaster. PM Beers, I met at Bunkerville. Jason Patrick, I met in Bunkerville. Tom Jefferson, I met in Bunkerville. And Tom Lacavara, I met in Bunkerville. Really, really great people. Fantastic people. Now, we don't all have the same understanding and sharing. Tom Jefferson will oppose me in the fact that I believe in a creator and creation. Let me see. Tom Lacavara, although he is aware of how the Constitution is subverted, he still sees that there could be the possibility of government as part of the solution. Of course, we can't all go into anarchy overnight. It requires that we do what we can in backing out of this system as we can, and that's what we should all be doing. Is see that where we can gum up the wheels, step off the wheel, and wind the machine down. We don't want an implosion. We don't want to wake up to blood in the streets. We don't want the trucks to stop rolling. Because, most of our food gets here just in time. It's not like when I was a kid and everybody had a garden. Nobody hardly anymore has a garden. Nobody knows how to live off the land. Nobody knows what wild plants to eat. Hal does. He's also pretty adept about plants for food and health. And I myself got off of pharmaceuticals. One was I was taking an allergy pill. What was the name of it? Forget. But anyways, don't know why, but if I wasn't, I'd like maybe my tongue would swell up. It's obviously a reaction to the toxins in our environment, as I've come to conclude. But so. As I discovered horse nettle and stinging nettle, there's different types of these nettles. But anyways, I started eating a little bitty leaf of that. Now I pick the flowers and dry them out in a paper bag, and I hardly ever take them anymore. All my whole life I was deathly allergic to poison ivy. What about 20 years, maybe something odd years ago? I saw that there was this poison ivy extract, right? And you'd put a couple of drops in water and drink it, and it caused you to get an immunity. But I used that one time. I was living out in Sacramento, working for Arbor Care as an arborist, tree climber. I guess as an arborist, you don't say tree trimmer, you're a pruner. But anyways, I used that one time, and I don't know that whatever results I got out of that. But anyway, so it's been good 10, 15 years ago after moving back to my native state, which I was actually born in Oklahoma, but my family came to Arkansas in 1850. A buddy of mine, he was also a tree trimmer, and he's all like, man, because I was like, dadgum, I got poison ivy. He said, eat some, and it'll clear it up. And then you wouldn't even get it no more. So for a few years, I'd eat like once a week a little tiny baby leaf, a brand new little leaf. Now I'd pick it and roll it in my fingers and take a mouthful of water and drop it in and swallow it, gulp it down. But I would not suggest you do that. If you're going to attempt to do this for yourself, be sure to assume that there may be a risk for you. I know when I was a kid, a friend of mine, he and his brother were made to eat poison ivy by their dad, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't like I did it. And the older brother didn't get anything, and the younger brother, Chuck, he liked to kill him all in his mouth and throat. So it's important that you not let that make contact with with any of your tissue. So maybe put it in one of those capsules or something. Drain one and put it in there. So, excuse me. And Lisa says that stinging nettles can cure arthritis. I'd like to thank you, Hopper. He does recommend it. The nettles I got here are horse nettles, and they're not the. I'd like to actually find some good stinging nettles because it's actually good food. What is that? What is that island? It's in the Indian Ocean. I can't. Is it the Seychelles? Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, shout out to my friend up in Canada. They regularly eat stinging nettles as a greens. And we've got kudzu that grows around here. It's a very invasive species. If you've ever been across Interstate 20, I bet you, Dog does. He knows what I'm talking about. Going across 20 into Mississippi, when you get over there, that stuff is just completely blanketed everything. It'll cover trees and kill them out. But they brought it in from somewhere to use for erosion control. But it has a beautiful smell. Wonderful. Those leaves are edible. There's a lot of stuff that people would walk out and starve to death. Think, well, I'm going to eat grass. What are you going to do if you had to, bug out into the land? I'll eat grass. You can't eat grass. It was a gal came down from visit for a little while here from Missouri, and I took her out and was showing her little techniques and was going to teach her how to do trap some minnows because in the streams they're pretty abundant and easy to catch and it would be a very good survival food. She wouldn't eat a minnow, she said. She would eat grass. Well, cows eat grass. They have 4 stomachs. Okay, so if you're going to eat grass, I would recommend you chew it, swallow the juice, and spit the pulp back out. Let me see what was written here because somebody's laughing, probably at me. I invite you, if you cannot laugh with me, then please do laugh at me. Well, I'm not being very funny today. Just weeding with your bare hands will clear up a lot of things, Papa Lupa says. And the 8 Hawk says in the lungs it's real hard to treat. We're talking back about poison ivy. Let me have to back this up again. Okay, there we go. That's all I had to go back to. James says, I don't think it's for you to recommend, Vince, like that, Hop. Then I'll have to go back to the little funniness back there. Okay, for poison oak, if you don't eat it, 1 cap of bleach, 16 cups of water to kill the itch from Road Dog. Yeah, man, I'm going to tell you what, I did trees for a long time. I was down in Louisiana, and man, I'm not kidding you. I kept poison ivy, and I would pour gas on it and just scratch till it was raw and pour gas on it. Just love the burn. But like I said, I can roll in it now. Not a problem. Yes, hands and feet in the dirt, says the 8 Hawks again, and plant contact. Grass, question, LOL. Wow. Can you believe it's already been 45 minutes? I didn't have a thing to talk about when I started out. I was lazy next week. I thought about creating content anyways, but I didn't. I was, like I said, you might call me lazy sometimes. Here's some of the. I'm gonna leave one off. Here's 3 of the mini me's. The Buzz Beaver, which I hope to assign that to Jenny. Propaganda Panda, the paraphrase plagiarist, and I go back over. What the hell is that word? Oh my! I'm not even consider that. let me go back over here and just. It'll take me a minute for it to open with this P. Parentheses O, PC, O in the middle. Hey, I got a friend request. And we'll go to home. I hardly ever friend request anymore. I thought when I started out, I hit 500 people on Facebook, and I'm going to 5,000. I'm going to the max. And, man, I started getting up a few hundred and seeing how unmanageable it was. And I had no desire to hit 5,000. Come on, what are you doing here? Quit. There you go. I got, I don't know, 1,600 or something friends, and I very seldom send a friend request to anybody except for like guests on shows and to do promotion for them and to be able to tag them to the show and so forth. So let me see here. Hey, Still Ron commented on my post. I'll have to go to that. They'll probably be on my page. Where are you at? I want to, this notifications are coming up. And I got notifications on for everybody that when I started doing that, I did. I got a lot of notifications in these pages that I haven't even started. I left off a long time ago fooling with. Where's my pages thing? Oh, here we go, pages. More. Here we go. So I created a lot of pages, and I've been made a content creator, or at least part of. Would this thing close? Stop it. For other folks, Jules a long time ago made me part of UCY page here, which I'm very proud to be a part of. This thing won't close. This stupid computer is in the way. Stop. Move. Quit. Stupid thing. Well, I'll try anyways. So, Matters of Broadcasting was one of my first pages I created. I created a public profile page for myself, Vincent Easley II, and a wonderful friend that I met on my journey that lives over in England. I wonder if I can even say it, Abershire or something like that. Ashera, big shout out to you. She says, may I ask what it is you're known for? And I said, well, I've been known to be notorious at times, but, I don't even remember exactly what it was I said, but I'm creating something here. So I created myself here. I might not be the best, but I am a broadcaster, and I think I am sharing relevant content in my broadcast. I would set a theme. So when I go to the next one, like I said, I want to segment it, and it will be many topics that are broken down through 54 weeks, and it'll be more engaging. So most people, as Lonnie talks about here on, I was going to say Lonnie Smith is a friend of mine here, at Age of Fission, she talks about social engineering, and that goes back in, of course, to Bernays and the the father of so-called propaganda or public relations, as it is now known as. Anyways, proper propaganda is what I want to present and make it engaging, and because we all really have a lot of we pretty much. Many of us have short attention span. So if I can bring short segments and engage people, and then I don't think I finished my thought earlier about including so many of the people. By including people, too, that will give them ownership as well of that. And it will expand the venue. It will go out to many more people. And then all these, like I said, the V, the E, the I, the C, that will locate each segment. Will be in description on the broadcast when it goes to YouTube. So that means that you can share that particular portion. All right. So that will is what I hope to do, is bring a lot more engagement to UCY.TV user on YouTube. and not for me, because I do not engage in commerce, but each click on each video from UCY sends 1 penny. Can you imagine working for pennies? Jules provides this all out of her own pocket. She might get enough to cover phone lines, I think she said one time, which, is not very much. So here's some of my pages, which are will be part of the content, which is more I've also created. But Matters of Broadcasting, What Matters was one of the first ones that I created. And I learned a very valuable lesson in there. I was... more of a not a non-aggressive person in communication, and some friends from school were very offended, and I learned a very valuable lesson from a post that I made, and it had to do with the war. So realizing that we all have a little different understanding of how the world is no matter what you believe or think you know, it's not relevant to somebody unless you can convey that to them. And I think that's very important. Wow, this has been a fast hour. I can't believe I'm just sitting here talking. When I first started out, it was like, oh my God, how can I do a radio program? And what was I thinking? And to do an hour, and then Jeff Wefferson had the hour after me, and then he moved on for a little while, and of course it's back now. Saturdays live here, not live, but his podcast airs. I really enjoy Jeff's work. Of course, you know, I have a little different understanding than he does in many things, but that doesn't mean that I say he's wrong and I'm right, or that I don't appreciate his work. So continuing, I have a couple of pages that I use for kind of my like whatever those word things are for doing. I don't know. I'm such a troglodyte when it comes to computers. But anyways, I use it to. I was using it to build my content and stuff for the show. So I created a couple of dummy pages just for me to put information down, and then also to create content. So I have Matters of Review, which is where I'd like, well, I want to check this out later, so I drop it off over there. It's just my own page. Matters Pro Se is one that I started out as something else, and then I converted it to storing work. My show page was it's called The Mob, Connecting Voices with What Matters Worldwide. One of my first pages was Propaganda Panda, that self-titled name that I gave myself again. I have the Trail Report. I am a part of UCY.TV here. I have another page, Matters of Sustainable Living, the Buzz Beaver, or it's Buzz Beaver. Matters of Sustainable Living, Buzz Beaver, Matters of Survival and Prepping. I was made a part of HARP and Chemtrail Scientific Facts and Discovery. Here's another one. This is from my cast of characters, and it is called, and if you're Mexican, some Mexicans might be offended by a güero culero making fun of an accent, but it is El Nacho, Noche Negro, the not so dark night. El Nacho, Noche Negro. The Nacho, Noche Negro is Black Night. So I have Matters of Food for Health, my public profile page, Vincent Easley II. Thank you, Aurora. I am a content creator, and I share her show. She starts out here Sunday mornings, every Sunday, and then replays again the next Saturday. I love listening to her. Like I said, again, I don't have the same understanding as she does, but that don't mean I don't enjoy it. And I see so many times people have different ideas and different notions and beliefs, and a lot of times we're saying the same thing, and sometimes in different words. I have Matters of Justice. So you might notice there's a Matters of theme. Matters of Justice, Law and Liberty. Pay Attention Coalition, I'm part of that. Matters of Faith. I see I got 5 notifications there. I've not looked at it. I haven't been doing a lot with any of these pages. Another one I was added to was Operation Feed the Homeless. Also, Rise of the Indigo. Anti-Tyranny News. That's Josh. He does on Fridays and Tuesdays. I hope it might be Wednesday. Sorry, Josh. But that is antityrannynews.com. Truth or Talk. Love you, April and Verstein. Also am a content creator there. Anybody that does a show here, if they've got a Facebook page, and even if they don't, if they would simply inbox me or tag me in a post or contact me in any kind of way, I will be very, very happy to be able to help add content to the post as a publicist for you. So then Drew David and Chuck were all together, and Chuck's doing it now. Double Crossed Radio, Thursday nights. I love Chuck, love Drew. Drew's off doing something else, and David is occasional stand-in. I have ARI, American, and I don't have much engagement with this, American Establishment to find independence. Also, Monsanto, GMO, fluoride, geoengineering, truth seekers, Operation Info Jam hashtags, Behind the Curtain, Alternative Media Hub. And here's the one I created just so I could put them all together. Matters I administer. American Ostrich, They Sleep, We Live, Matters Hell Network, Operation Info Jam, the mainstream. I have my cast of characters. Matters of Mind, Matters of History, Matters of Art, Photography, and Beauty. Dr. Drone, Miranda Rabbit, Dingo Dive Down Under, Gun Control, Papa Poche. And I got Wee Willie Walrus, another control. These are just some concepts that I'm kind of working with. I have a Good Sense page. That was to promote people that entrepreneur that are trying to do something for themselves in their own little way. I have the Medical Conspiracy Radio Show, Dr. Carpenter. I actually debuted radio in 2013, April. Must have been in April. Cold feet right out there and did 2 hours for Randy Simmons and Dr. Carpenter. Oh shit, I burned that. That's not good. Whoops. And Dr. Carpenter, of course, was using of LaysMed Inc. in Little Rock, Arkansas, and then moved on to Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's where I was born at. And like all the doctors and everybody that, man, I damn sure burned that. Anybody trying to correct cancer, they've got very bad, mean police to deal with. On to matters of funny, matters of politics, matters as in matters of technology and science, and almost all my content goes to there from Jules. I have matters of evolution and creation science, matters of responsibilities, matters of interest, the land of muse, matters of travel, matters of the heart, matters of music and education, and matters of health, pro se. Okay, so that's my pages. Wow, I'm out of time. Can you believe it? And, Lady Telma, she retires and re-enters back into Facebook quite often. That is another one of my very wonderful friends from over across the waves in England. Jolly old England, I say. And back to chat. Let me go in and pop up the list. We've got 18 folks in chat. And I pissed a few people off a little bit earlier and ran them off. Hey, Grammy Mary, I'm so glad you're here. Awesome. So we got 8 Hawks, Behind the Woodshed, Captain Gringo, Down Nick, Grammy Mary, love your work. Thank you for providing worldtruth.org. Hopper HB, Jane MC, the wonderful one and only Jules for providing all we got right here at UCY.TV. Mama Delight, Maddie Clues, Papa Lupa, Mon Ami, Road Dogging, Ron Game On, and your host, Vincent Easley the second. So we're coming up to the last minute. Real big thanks also to Grimner for Real Liberty Media. And as Hal says, support those that are providing for you. Support, donate where you can. Remember, liking is loving and sharing is caring. So with that, we're rounding out any minute. Well, I don't guess I'll hear the bumper. I may or may not. But it should come up in about a minute. And you're not even hearing me say this right now because there's a little bit of a delay. Maybe you're hearing me now. Can you hear me now? Hello? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Anyway, shout out to all my great friends. Everybody that's been a part of that. What matters?
We're good people. We're God-fearing people. We're being led.
Next, lessons from Behind the Woodshed. Stay tuned.
We're lost. All right? Don't let them fool you into thinking you're lost and that you don't have to care. They can call it whatever they want, but they can't make it hate. Yeah.
I'd rather die than be a slave to thee. Don't treat me this way. I'd rather